Hey folks, and welcome into freelancemarketingstrategies.com. I'm coming to you a little bit different. I'm coming to you from my smartphone today. Something's going wonky with my computer, but because this channel has over 1,000 subscribers, then they allow me to go live from my mobile device. So thank you all that have subscribed to this channel. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, make sure that you go ahead and do that. I'm missing all of my great graphics, and let me just kind of see if I can't do something a little bit different here. Make sure that got my little tripod all set up here. Okay. Hey, Stara, how you doing? I hope this is coming through. This is saying that I have a poor connection, but hopefully it's going just fine. But I'm sure you guys will let me know if there's any issues. But being able to go live right from my mobile device is a lifesaver, since something happened with my PC just now and I didn't feel like trying to figure it out because I'm supposed to be live now. But at any rate, thank you so much for coming into Freelance Marketing Strategies. And again, if you have not subscribed, make sure that you do. What we do here is, or what I do here, is I talk to and help the freelancer that is looking to start, build, and grow their freelance business to make it be successful. That's basically what we talk about here. We talk about strategies, we talk about tips, and things that you can do to help grow your freelance business. And I'm still not happy with how this thing is. I'm going to try and lower it down just a bit more and see if that doesn't help me out a bit. Just not liking how I'm looking in this frame. But at any rate, so if you guys have questions during the time that I'm doing this live stream, just go ahead and put that in the chat, and I will see that. Hey, Hubert, you're back again. Thanks for coming over. Now, we're going to talk about a couple of things today. One of the things I want to touch on quickly is the rates that you charge and some of the things that are going on in the freelance community that I think need to be addressed, which is rates and what's going on with some of the things on some of the different freelance sites that may be a little bit of concern to many people that are freelancers out here on the different freelance sites, whether it be a site like Upwork or Fiverr or People Per Hour, all the different sites that are out there for the freelancers. The other thing that I want to spend some time talking about is the new freelance site that's coming up. So one of the things that I would like, if you guys don't mind, as you come in, or maybe I'll ask this question a little later when more people do come into the stream, because I'm sure that they will. I wasn't able to put out a notification other than the notifications that are on YouTube for this particular live stream. Just didn't have time to do it. Just got done another live stream on my other channel, Earl Hall Studio. So if you're a voiceover artist, that's what that channel focuses in on, is the voiceover community and building a voiceover business. And it's just Earl Hall Studio. So if you want to join that or follow, subscribe. That's what they say on YouTube. If you want to subscribe to that channel, you definitely can do that. All right, now, the thing that I want to focus on is rates, and then we're going to talk about something new that's coming up pretty much in the next 10 days or so. On May 15th, there's a new site that's going to be launching, videotoorder.com, videotoorder.com. And what that website is all about is it's focusing in on the freelance industry for things surrounding video production. If you're a video producer, maybe even a graphic design person, if you do copywriting, if you are a voiceover artist, things of that nature, the things that assist and help and are all about video production, that's what that particular freelance website is about, and we're going to be talking about that a little bit. And I'll be bringing you some how-to videos starting next week in regards to setting up profiles and things of that nature. I am the brand ambassador for the voiceover industry for Video to Order. I'm not an owner, but they've tapped me to help them build out a section of that particular website. So before we get into Video to Order and what you need to do with that, you want to make sure, hey, how you doing, Manic? Great to see you today, guy. What we want to do is talk about rates a little bit. I talked about the rates thing over on my other live stream that I did just a little bit ago in the voiceover industry. And it's something that's really, really serious and coming up a lot. in the voiceover industry, but what I see too is that there's a lot happening within the freelance community in general with rates, and people complaining about rates and complaining about the amount of money that these different sites take in order for you to be a member of them. You get a job and you do the job, and they take a certain percentage of the money that you make, and that's how they make their money. They don't charge, in many cases, they don't charge a membership fee. In some cases, some of the freelance sites that are out there, they have ways to set up to charge you more so that they'll make more money so that you can get more visibility and everything with that. I don't subscribe to any of that. I don't pay extra money to get seen more. I don't think it's as valuable as some people make it out to be. Thanks for the thumbs up. Whoever gave the thumbs up, I appreciate it. If you have not subscribed to the channel, you want to make sure that you do that. And also, if during the course of this video, if I'm offering you value, only if I'm offering you value do I want a thumbs up. If I don't offer you value, go ahead and give the thumbs down. I need to know exactly what it is that is valuable to you and what it is that you want to know. That's the only way this is going to, in my opinion, work for everyone that's involved. I don't just want to sit up here and talk. I want to make sure that I'm, 1, providing value, 2, answering your questions, and 3, being somewhat entertaining. During the course of this. So if there are any questions during the course of this whole live stream, just go ahead and pop those in, and I'll see them in the comments, and we'll kind of go from there. But at any rate, let's start off with your rates and what it is that you charge. It's a difficult dance, I think. There's a difficult dance in what it is that we need to charge as freelancers on some of these sites. There are many factors that are, in my opinion, driving pricing down. Some of it I think is valid. Some of the things that are happening I don't think is too valid. But regardless of what it is that you do in the freelance community, and whatever it is that you do, go ahead and pop that into the chat. I want to know what it is that you guys do as far as a freelancer is. I want to kind of speak to some specific things if I can for the people that tune into this particular live stream. So if you let me know what it is that you do, it'll help me in the content that I want to produce for you to make sure that it's appropriate and that it's valuable to you. But regardless of the freelance industry that you're in, pricing has always been, but is becoming more and more competitive. The clients that you get or the people that you do work for are expecting more in a lot of cases for less. And when it comes down to that, we as the freelancer have to be cognizant of that fact so that it will help us in our pricing and also help us choose the people, the potential clients that we actually want to do work for. And in everything that's out there, even during the whole discussion of rates and everything else, the work that you do is completely up to you. I think when you're a freelancer, you kind of start off and you're thinking that, oh my gosh, I've got to do this for, a little bit of money, and if I don't do this job, then I might not get other jobs and things of that nature. I don't think that fear is warranted. I don't think that fear is warranted. I think that if you're good at what you do, it's going to be very competitive, one, and you've got to do a lot more than just be on a freelance site if you want to win. I'm going to say that. If you want to be a freelancer, just hanging out on the freelance sites is not enough. Hey Terry, how you doing this morning? Thank you for coming into the live stream. You've got to have your own web presence. I think this is probably one of the most key things that are out there. This is just my opinion, but I think a lot of times, especially for new people into any industry, they think that the only way that they're going to get work is through a freelance site or a pay-to-play site or something like that. And the pay-to-play sites and the freelance sites bank on you thinking that. But it is definitely not the case. Look at how much work you're getting on the freelance sites. Now, here's what you have to consider. Even when some of the people that are out here complain about how much money the freelance sites take from you as far as a percentage goes from the money that you make from the clients that you service for them, they're paying for all of your marketing. If you're depending 100% on a freelance site, they're paying for all of your marketing. Terry says if you sit and wait, that's all you'll be doing, sitting and waiting. Exactly. That's exactly what will happen. You've got to be actively involved in the marketing. Now, what I was saying about the freelance site paying for everything and paying for the marketing, that's why they take the percentage that they do. Because they're marketing the heck out of their site. They're pimping you. They're pimping us, is basically what's going on. They're the pimp, we're the hoe. That's, I hate to be so crass about it, but that's really what it boils down to. They're going out and getting the clients and bringing them to us, and that's how it's working. So that's the whole reason why they take the percentage that they take and why they up it every now and then so that they can make more money based on the work that you do. Because they know that you don't know how to market. You're scared to market. You're intimidated to market for yourself. That's the reason why pay-to-play sites and freelance sites are as successful as they are. That's the blunt truth about the whole thing. The reason that they're as successful as they are is because, one, they know how to market. Two, they know you're afraid to. Now, I've been saying for over a year now, through different one-on-one coaching sessions, through different videos that I produce, and everything else, that you've got to be a master at marketing. You've got to be a master at marketing. With that being said, the marketing efforts that you employ have to be on a very, very consistent basis. The Cure says, I never thought about that. They are depending on us to not market ourselves. That's exactly it. Now, I've said before, it's very simple. When these places market for you, how are they doing the marketing? Wouldn't you like to know the secret behind what they do to market? I see the hands going up. Okay. They send emails. They post in social media about what they offer. And the emails they send, they talk about what they offer and how they can help the potential client. They encourage them to join because they've got thousands of freelancers in every industry that can do and provide services cheap. That's how they market. And I've said this before in so many different times. You can send an email. You can post on social media. That is the secret behind the marketing. And it is in the numbers. It's in the patience level. It's in the intestinal fortitude that you have to continue doing it over and over and over again. That is the secret. If you want to develop a relationship with someone, you've got to garner that client, because on the pay-to-play sites and the freelance sites, you don't develop the relationship with the client. You really can't beyond a certain level, because you're not allowed to call the client. You're not allowed to email the client directly. Every communication that you have with that client has to come through that direct messaging system that is on that particular platform. Now, with that being said, there are strategies. I have a website. It's steps to voiceoversuccess.com. Steps to voiceoversuccess.com is the website. And in there, I talk very hard about what to do as a voiceover artist to market. And what I understand and what I realize is that those strategies are across the board. Those strategies are across the board. I used to have a website for freelance marketing strategies, but I don't anymore. Quite honestly, and I'll tell you the reason why. I didn't know what would happen with freelance marketing strategies. But what happened, for whatever reason, the YouTube channel exploded towards the fall and late and early winter of 2016. So I felt like I couldn't ignore the channel because there were so many people subscribed. Right now there's about 1,080 or so people that have subscribed to the channel, and all of you are tuning into the live streams and things of that nature. But I made I have the website steps2voiceoversuccess.com. It's steps2voiceoversuccess.com. If you want to check that website out, there's no charge to it. It's free to join. And I've done training there on marketing geared towards voiceover, but it's across the board. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. Those philosophies, those strategies, they work. So if you want to check out that website, steps2voiceoversuccess.com, I encourage you to do that to really get some in-depth marketing information and some things that I think will help anybody in the freelance industry. And there may be some more things coming. I may develop out the website for freelancemarketingstrategies.com, but right now there is nothing there. It is this YouTube channel that is the focus for everything that I'm talking about for freelance marketing strategies. So maybe with your encouragement or whatever, if it's something that you think is valuable, it may be a website that I build out again to provide that level of service other than what I do here on YouTube. But there's a fear that comes around marketing. The Cure says, if you tell us the link is, I will go look, archived version. Okay, maybe a Facebook group. I do have a Facebook group. There is a Facebook group for freelance marketing strategies. And it is literally facebook.com/group/freelance marketing strategies. That's the Facebook group. So there is one that's there that you can check out if you want to check that out and become a member of that. And again, everything that I have, there is no cost to join. The websites that I have for steps2voiceoversuccess.com, it's completely free, and I go deep on some strategies. The videos, are anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour and a half long, and they're not available on YouTube. They're just on that website. Some of the videos are on YouTube, but most of them are not. They're just on that particular website. And I understand that there is a definite fear behind marketing because a lot of people just don't know what to do or how to do it. And that's the whole reason why I do what I do with the different YouTube channels that I have and the different websites and Facebook groups that I have as well. You're more than welcome, The Cure. I appreciate it. So everything is free because I understand being a freelancer. So it looks like I'm back live again. Sorry about that. I have no idea if you guys were hearing what I was saying. YouTube has stopped. Okay. Here we are. I guess we're back. Seemed like we lost a connection there, but at any rate, let's jump right back into what I was talking about with people, freelancers, being afraid to market for themselves. And I understand where that fear comes from, especially if it's something that you've never done before. Marketing is something that I think people are intimidated by. And that's why you have so many people out here offering to do marketing for you. And there are a lot of people making some decent money because they're able to market. I'm back too, Hubert. I got dropped. So, but at any rate, becoming an expert marketer is something that you have to be. And there are tons of ways to figure out how to do it. In the voiceover community, I've said so many times, I didn't learn how to market from voiceover artists or voiceover coaches because most of them don't know how to market. Some of them do, most of them don't. How I learned to market and do what it is that I do to build my freelance business was from listening to people outside of my industry, by listening to professional marketers, things like that. For the past year, I've been a big fan of Gary Vaynerchuk. He's a guy that I watch early on, especially from his YouTube videos last year, and he does YouTube content, Facebook content, everything all day. If you follow Gary Vaynerchuk, you can learn some stuff about the grind and the hustle behind building a business. Early on last year, he was more into the whole marketing thing, but now it's more of it's not as in-depth as it used to be, in my opinion. It's still a valuable show or a valuable YouTube channel to subscribe to, but in order for you to learn how to market appropriately, you're going to have to do some research. And I'm not sure, I don't know why I'm having a poor connection, but at any rate, sorry about this, guys. We may have to pick this up at a later time, especially if I keep popping in and out like this. But the key points, before I close out, make sure that you're learning how to market, and YouTube is a great source for that. If you start doing some searches on YouTube, how to market voiceover, how to market video production, how to market as a freelancer, freelance marketing, all those types of things, start researching that. And the key point that I think I should make with this, when you do a search on YouTube, make sure that you change the date. What I mean by that, when you do a search on YouTube, it's going to bring you everything up. Well, you can change what it is that you want to see as far as the relevance and everything else, and change the date from any or all to this year. You can change the date and literally say this year or this month or this week. So you get the latest and greatest information that YouTube has available on a certain topic. That's what I do. That's how I used to do my research to understand and learn how to market. Marketing has not changed. The tools to market have changed, but the premise behind how to market has not changed. It's all about doing the research. It's all about developing a relationship and everything else. Social media marketing, you want to do a search for that on YouTube as well. These are all things that I talk about, but I'm not on all the time. And you may have time on a Saturday or at night to just sit on YouTube and learn. And between YouTube and Google, you can learn whatever it is that you want to learn. And I'm completely serious about this. Stay on YouTube and learn how to market. Learn how to market on Fiverr. Learn how to market on Upwork. Whatever freelance site you're on, do the research and get it done. What was the name of the marketing guy? Gary Vaynerchuk was his name, Hubert. Gary Vaynerchuk. VaynerChuk. Gary Vaynerchuk. And he's the owner of VaynerMedia. So you can do a search for either or. VaynerMedia or Gary Vaynerchuk. And you'll come up with him. And he's been an inspiration to me for over a year now. And he's one of the guys that I trust because he's no nonsense. He cusses a lot, but that's his style, and he gets away with it. But he's very, very practical in his approach, and he's all about work and doing the work. So, but at any rate, when you're searching these things on YouTube, spend some time investigating. And if you do that, one of the things that you'll learn, even though I do one-on-one coaching and everything else, the thing that I tell everybody is you don't have to pay me or anyone else to learn how to do what to do. I don't care how good of a video they have on selling what they're selling. I'm going to be completely honest here. I don't care how good of a video they have to make you think that they've got an answer. The answer is out there for free. The answer is out there for free if you're willing to do the research and do the work. You don't have to pay for any other courses. There are no secrets. There are no hidden secrets. Believe me, there's not. Now, so there's a couple of things that you're going to do. You're going to do the research on your own to find out the information, or you're going to pay someone to tell you the information that you could have found out for free. It's literally that simple. Now, I provide one-on-one coaching for people that want it or need it, and I actually don't charge a lot, but I tell everyone, just like I'm doing in this video, if you spend 3 to 4 hours a day studying what you don't understand about marketing, just take some time to do that for the next 30 days. Just do it. And become a practitioner of what it is that you learn. So many times what I see in anyone that's trying to grow a business is, I don't care whether you take a course or you watch a video or whatever else, it sounds all good and everything else, and then you do nothing. And that's why nothing happens. Now, here's the thing about that too. Stop being afraid of messing up. Just stop it. Stop being afraid of messing up, because you're going to. I mess up. But action and forward momentum is what's going to get you over. It's what's going to allow you to win, is going beyond your fear of messing up, fear of failure, whatever it is, being embarrassing yourself or whatever. Get over all of that stuff, because one of the main things, and I learned this from Gary Vaynerchuk too. And when I got this piece of information, a light ticked on for me, and a lot of things changed. And that thing is, stop caring what people think about what you do. For some reason, that tidbit of information, he says that a lot. When you authentically stop caring what anyone has to say about you, about what you're doing, your family, your wife, your kids, your mom, your dad, your friends, because there's a thing about human nature. No one wants to see you doing better than what they're doing. And so when you talk about being a freelancer or being a YouTuber or whatever else, people look at you weird and funny. But I like my life, and I'm happy doing what I'm doing. And there may come a point in time where you may figure out that you've got to, put some distance between you and some people, if not outright cut them completely out of your life. Because this is your life. You're the only one that's going to live it. And you don't want to get to 80 and 90 years old, because we're living that long now, and look back and say, why didn't I just do it? Why didn't I just do it? There's enough time in the day if you cut out leisure time. I'm talking about sitting around watching television, sitting around playing video games, or sitting around, complaining on Facebook or whatever it is. Cut out all that other stuff and dedicate that time to building your business, which is completely all about marketing yourself. That's it. If you're not marketing, you are going to be dead in the water. And for all the complaining that I hear people doing, whether it be about rates, whether it be about what freelance sites charge or whatever, for all of that, it is not your business. That's their business. You want to build your business? Stop relying on their platform. Develop your own, which is completely about developing your website and your marketing activities. If you can do that, I think the clouds will part, the sky will open, the sun will shine through. But get this, it's going to take a level of work that you have not done yet. It's going to take a level of work that you have not done yet. I think it was Albert Einstein that said, to solve a problem, you cannot solve the problem at the level it is. You have to move up a level. And so every time things get hard, in order to solve that problem where you are, you've got to move up a level. And all of that is going to come from you, as I say all the time, grind and don't quit. Do that. Set aside the time. Cut out all the extracurricular activities. If you're, playing basketball and softball and volleyball and everything else, but complaining that you're not making enough money in your freelance business, there's a disconnect there. And you've got to make some hard decisions about what it is that you're going to do with that. So if anyone has any questions around that, go ahead and pop them into chat and I'll be glad to answer them. But now what I want to move on to is the new site that's coming up May 15th, the new launch for videotoorder.com, where I was talking about before, for everyone that is in the video production industry as far as a freelancer goes, or support to the video production industry, like voiceover artists or graphic designers, copywriters, things of that nature. You can find out more information if you go to videotoorder.com. It's a niche website, freelance site, that I think is really, really good because it is niche. It's not like other websites, freelance sites that, everybody's a part of no matter what you do as a freelancer. This is very specific and very niche. And I think it's going to take off. But it's going to take off for you if you are an early adopter in it, meaning you're one of the first people in. When you think about all of the freelance sites that are out here, and you hear about people making six figures on freelance sites and things of that nature, whether it be Fiverr or Upwork or whatever, it's because they were early adopters. It's because they got in early. They were the first ones in. And people started using them, and they started using them over and over because they were the first ones in, or in some cases, the only ones in. And so besides developing your own website and your web presence, picking and choosing the freelance sites that you want to be on is important. Because one of the things too about the freelance sites, if you don't know this, you may know it if you're a member of multiple freelance sites, but if you're only a member of one, you don't know this. These businesses that are out here are driving pricing way down one way because they're not submitting their jobs to just one site. They're submitting it to multiple. They're submitting it to them all. And they're getting the feedback from them all. And then they're pitting us against each other, saying, well, I got this guy that'll do it for this price. Can you do it for lower than that? And we keep driving pricing down. I've drawn a line in the sand for some of that. Well, all of that. There is a level that I will not go below for what I do in voiceover. And if they don't want to use me for that, fine, go ahead. The funny thing is that some of those clients that have rejected my bid and gone to someone else because I wouldn't lower mine, they said they wanted to use me, but can you drop it a little bit more? And I say no, and I stick to my guns on that. They've used other folks and they've come back to me and say, wow, we should have just stayed with you in the first place. Yeah, because we were only squabbling about pennies, but I've got a standard. That's what I'm saying to myself. I've got a standard with that. But do you guys have any questions? I'm looking to see in chat with that. If there's, excuse me, if you guys have any other questions, go ahead and ask them. I want to thank you so much for participating in this live stream, even through all the technical difficulties that we've had in this particular live stream. We finally got it done. I've been on for 50 minutes now, or 33 minutes, I should say. I've been on for 33 minutes, but I don't want to keep you guys too long because I want you guys to go do some work. I want you to get the work done and do what needs to be done to really start building your freelance business. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure that you do that, and make sure that you click the notification bell, because when you click that bell after you subscribe, you'll be notified whenever I go live, and you'll also be notified whenever I upload new video content, which I upload on this channel twice a week. So you can go ahead and be prepared for that, usually on midweek, basically between Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. During those days I upload to this particular channel. We'll be doing another live stream. I'm committed to doing a live stream on this channel every Friday. So you can go ahead and subscribe and know that I'm going to be on every Friday starting next week. This is my last live stream for this week. I did one yesterday, and as promised, I did one again on today. So thanks everybody for participating. Again, sorry about the technical difficulty in that. Thanks, Hubert. You're a trooper, man. I appreciate you sticking with me. Definitely appreciate that. Sarah says, how to find the right client. Sarah, finding the right client is predicated on you knowing yourself and the work that you want to do and the amount of money that you will take to do that work. Being a freelancer, sometimes I think people get caught up and they get mixed up thinking that I've just got to take what's given. Well, I want to get work, so I just got to do everything that comes up. To me, that's a miserable existence. But everything is to each his own or her own. If you want to try and take every job, then do that. But what I found is when I started cherry picking jobs, and on all of these freelance sites, you can do that. You can cherry pick jobs. I say no even to job requests that I get. I say no a lot. No, I'm sorry. It's not in my scope of what it is that I want to do. Because sometimes people can get close to what it is that you do, but it's not exactly your core of what it is that you're all about. So when you're trying to pick a client, it's based on a couple of different factors. Who are you? What is your self-value and self-worth that you have? And what type of work do you want to do? I stated on yesterday that when I see clients or potential clients put up jobs and they have a one-sentence description on what they want, I completely ignore that. Somebody says for me as a voiceover artist, and I see it pop up, hey, I need a 60-second commercial made, and that's all they say, I ignore it because I know it's going to be trouble down the road. I know they're not telling me everything. But the longer the description is and what a client wants, the better. I'm telling you that right off the bat. And that's how I weed out a lot of potential clients, is by looking at their description. If it's long, I'll read it. I'll read every word, because the more descriptive you are, or they are, the better in their description. And if they don't have time to sit down and write out precisely what it is that they want so that you can give them an appropriate quote, I don't have time for you. And you've got to think about it. When you're answering or submitting these bids on no information, you've already put a price out there. When you submit a bid, the price is attached. you're stuck in many cases for that. So if there's no if there's not a good description of what people want, I don't answer. Hubert says, since I started following your videos and live streams, I've acquired so much positive energy that I seem to have lost. Well, Hubert, I'm glad for that. Take and use that and put it to work as far as learning to market. That's going to be the beyond the skill that you have as a voiceover artist. Sarah, you're more than welcome. Beyond the skill that you have as a voiceover artist or graphic designer, whatever it is that you are as a freelancer, that's just the beginning. Okay, you can do that, but can you sell that? Can you market that? There is nothing more important than that. Of course, you always want to continue to get better with the skill that you have, but your number one job is to get work. And that number one job involves you doing marketing efforts each and every day. And if you're not doing those marketing efforts each and every day for a long time, some people start, oh, well, I did it for 2 weeks and nothing happened. Okay, yeah, you did it for 2 weeks. That's not long enough, buddy. No, it's not. That's why I've suggested so many times when you're learning how to market, this is key. Pick one strategy, please. Don't do them all. Don't try and do Facebook marketing and Twitter marketing and Instagram marketing and email marketing and all these other types of things. Don't do that. Pick one strategy that you're comfortable with and work the heck out of that strategy for 3 to 6 months and learn more and more and more about that. When you know you can increase, I think you're saying, cool creation, when do you know you can increase your rate price? This is what I think I said this on my other live stream I did earlier for the voiceover community. Every year I fire the bottom 10%. And what I mean by that is, of the clients that I have, the ongoing clients that I'm doing regular work for, the bottom 10 to 15% I fire, so that I can make room for higher paying clients. And that's how I continue to increase my rates every year. There are some clients, and the way that you fire them is not by calling them and saying you're fired. The way that you fire them is by increasing your pricing by 20 to 30%, or anywhere from 15 to 30% increasing your rates. That's how you fire people, not by calling them up on the phone and saying, hey, I'm not working for you anymore. All you have to do is increase your rates. When you do that, you will keep a certain amount of people because they love what it is that you do, because you've developed a relationship with them. And that's why this is all about relationship to me, which is the whole other reason why you have to have a web presence outside of these freelance sites that you're actively getting work from, which is your own website. Because that platform that you're working on for freelancer or anyone else, it's their platform. It's not yours. It's not your platform. You must have your own platform, your own domain, your own website. That's what you market. Let me add this. I don't market anything that I do on Fiverr. I don't post about, hey, come get my Fiverr gig or whatever. I don't post that on social media. The only people that know I'm on Fiverr are on Fiverr or on or on Upwork. I don't market that stuff. I market Earl Hall Studio. That's what I market when I'm online, because those are the types of clients that I want to get. What did you say here? What's your first rate price? Cool creation. If you can tell me, what do you do? What do you do as a freelancer? Let me know that, and that might help me answer that particular question very specifically. And how much time took you to increase it? Okay. Again, okay, you do data entry. That's a highly competitive field. That is one that if you don't have a developed relationship with the client, you're always waiting and depending on the next client, because as a freelancer, you want a solid book of business of repeat clientele. That's the goal that you want. You want to have this number of clients paying you this amount of money so that you can kind of know what's going to go. And then everything else is gravy as far as the one-off clients here and the one-off clients there. As far as data entry goes, as far as what to charge, let me know this, cool creation too. What country are you in? Let me know that as well. What country are you in? Because all of this is a factor. the country that you're in. Stara Juga says she's a WordPress developer. Okay, Cool Creation says Algeria, and Stara is from Serbia. Okay, where you are in the world will kind of, in your own mind, drive what it is that you charge. And there's, to a certain extent, I'm hoping to get people out of that mindset because we're in a global economy. Now, and Hubert, you're in the Philippines. Okay, great. We're in a global economy. The countries that are listed: Algeria, Serbia, and the Philippines. People in the United States go to those places specifically, or countries outside of the United States, because they feel like if I go to the Philippines, if I go to Serbia or somewhere like that to get a freelancer, I'm not going to have to pay them as much. I'm just being honest. That's the general thinking, is that if I go outside of the United States, then I can charge, I can pay less. They're not going to expect to get paid more for whatever reason. And being in this global economy, that's one of the main things that is driving prices down, because of people doing work that don't live in the United States. Now, the global economy that we live in, if we don't start working together as freelancers and somewhere drawing a line in the sand that, no, I'm not doing 5 hours of work for $5. If we don't start drawing the line in the sand, then the whole world economy, as far as being able to be a freelancer, is going to hurt. $5 in the United States is different from $5 in the Philippines. So someone in the Philippines may think that's great. I'll do that. And even in some of the mindsets of some of the freelancers, not only outside of the US, but inside of the US, the mindset is that I want to underbid everybody. I want to undercut everybody because I want to get the work. Well, all that does is drive prices further and further down, and makes whoever those people or that person is make less and less money. I don't know. I can see this in my mind, but I don't know how to change that without a coalition of some sort in the different freelance genres that are out there with the different freelancers. Connecting with different freelancers and saying, hey, we got to stop this. Let's band together. You're going to have plenty of people that don't band together. But when people as groups and industries band together, that's when change will start happening for that. And that's when people in Serbia and the Philippines or Algeria will be paid on a much better scale than they're being paid. And even those in the US, there are brand new people coming into the freelance industry in every country every day, USA included, where I am. And most people that are freelancers, they themselves don't think they're worth charging more because they're new. And that might be okay in the beginning. I've said before, I don't think there's anything wrong with doing free work or spec work or cheap work in order to develop a book of business. I think that's the way to go, quite honestly. But if you're 5 years in and you're still charging the same rate you were charging 5 years ago, that means you have not increased your value or your skill or whatever. But that's what it looks like. But I know that any freelancer worth their salt is always increasing their skill. They're always learning more. They're always learning quicker and better and newer ways to make some to make some amazing things. So that's what really has to be considered. But to say, what should you charge? What I would do is look at someone that you think has made it, quote unquote, someone off of a freelance site. And when you think you're reaching the point where, hey, I'm good, I'm really good, and I know I'm good, look at what that person at the top is charging, and say charge 50% of that, or whatever, 30%, 25% of that. But then you've got to stick to your guns. And if you're going to stick to your guns on your pricing, it means that you're going to have to come off the freelance sites or do a lot less work on them. And you're going to have the kahunas to go after the work that's out there for you to get on your own, as opposed to allowing the freelance sites to do the marketing for you. That's what you've got to do. I hope that answers your question, Cool Creation. Any other questions from anyone? And if I didn't answer your question, Cool Creation, let me know. But it's all going to come down to you doing the work of marketing. You're going to have to be an outstanding marketer. You're going to have a website. You're going to have to market that website and yourself, and understand that your logo is not your brand. You are your brand. And no matter where you are in the world, your work will speak for you. It just will. So if you allow yourself to be given less money than what you think you're worth, you're going to live a miserable life, because you're not gonna like what you're doing. That's really what it comes down to. If you're not making enough money doing something, you're not gonna like it, and you're gonna do something else. Voiceover is my passion. That's why I do what I do, and I charge the rates that I charge, because I believe in what it is that I do, and I stick to my guns. The thing that I promote myself in doing is that I will work within the budget of the client. I'm not talking about on a freelance site. I'm talking about off of freelance sites. My whole shtick behind my website and everything else, and my claim to fame, is I will work within the budget of my client. So when people ask me how much do you charge, or do you have a rate sheet or whatever, I don't send them anything. I let them know I work within the budget of my clients. What's your budget? And let's work it out. And I go from there. So they've got to give me a number. And if I don't like the number, I'll let them know, hey, that's really, really low. And then what I'll do, as opposed to just not doing the work for them, I may suggest another person that may want to do the work for that amount. Or say, well, have you tried the pay-to-play sites, or have you tried the freelance sites? You may be, and I'll say it very specifically, you may be able to find someone with less skill and, less ability to do the job, but they may be able to get it done for you for that low rate. So you let them know up front, I'm worth more than that. And if you want lower quality, you might want to check out one of these other sites. And that's also how I garner work with that. Because as I said before, a lot of times people will do that, and they'll go try and find the cheapest person, and that cheapest person is not going to do the job that they're really looking for in a lot of cases. Sometimes they will, because they're new and they're trying to make a name for themselves. So they'll do an outstanding job, which is part of the arbitrage of all of this as well. When you're new and you're first starting out, you want to make sure that you're doing the best that you can in every single job. And if you're doing a $5 job or a $5,000 job, you treat both of those clients exactly the same. No different. They're both the same. Don't let that money dictate how you treat that client, because that's going to show through, and it's going to come through, and you'll never get work again, or you'll get very little work from those clients that may potentially want to pay you more money. So, but that's my opinion on those types of things. But any other questions here in regards to what we've been talking about during this live stream? If not, I definitely want to thank you guys for staying through, all of this. Means a lot. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel, and make sure that you click that notification bell so that you get instant notification when I do go live. This has been a little different for me, streaming from my smartphone. It's been a lot different, I should say. I'm anxious to go back and look to see how this all came out. I think we were disconnected 2 or 3 times, but YouTube clicked me back in, and so hey, wow, that's a smartphone. Yeah, I'm broadcasting from my smartphone, not from my computer. This is from my smartphone. Anyone, well, the only way you can do it, well, the smartphone that I use is a Samsung Galaxy S7 is what I use. So basically this is it. When I usually live stream, it's from my webcam on my computer, and webcam computers don't have as high a quality of picture, but I have more functionality with my webcam than I do with using my smartphone. I'm glad to hear you say it's so clear. I don't know, it may be the thing. I'm used to having all my branding. You guys know, You've seen my live streams before. I have stuff branded over here, and I've got the chat somewhere over here, and there's a ticker scrolling down the bottom. And there's more functionality that I can use on my computer. I'm getting a whole new setup with camera and everything this weekend. So I'm going to be trying out some stuff. I've even got a green screen. Oh, I use OBS. That's what I normally use to live stream is OBS. But yeah, I'm getting a green screen. I'm going to be doing some promotional type videos for videotoorder.com and some other stuff for myself too. But yeah, OBS, I love OBS. It's just me using a webcam. Webcam does not have as good of a picture as like a DSLR camera or a smartphone. I wish I could connect my smartphone to my computer and use my smartphone camera and still have all the functionality of OBS with that. But I have another highfalutin camera that I'm going to be using maybe, hopefully starting next week. If I can get everything worked out, I'm going to be doing that. So we'll see how all of that goes with next week. But again, guys, thanks so much for watching me on this live stream. I hope I've brought you some value. If I have, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If I've brought you no value at all, give me a thumbs down. I need to know if I'm bringing you what it is that you need. But again, thanks for tuning into the live stream. I'll see you guys on next week. And you guys have thank you, The Cure. You guys have a great weekend, and get into work. Get into doing that marketing, because that's the only way you're going to be successful, is learning how to market your business on your platform. Have a great weekend. See you later.